Any health-related information on the following show provides general information only. Content presented on any show by any host or guest should not be substituted for a doctor's advice. Always consult your physician before beginning any new diet, exercise, or treatment program.
Can brain cancer cells be retrained instead of destroyed? New research suggests that there's a surprising possibility. Welcome to Accelerated Health with Sara Banta, the show where we cut through the noise, fast track your journey to better health. I'm your host, Sara, certified nutritionist and founder of Accelerated Health Products. Every week, I share science-backed supplements, detox strategies, wellness tools that actually work so you can boost your energy, balance your hormones, feel your best. So for decades, cancer treatments have followed this core strategy: destroy the cancer cells, radiation, chemotherapy, immunotherapy, all based on the same philosophy of kill the cell before it kills you. And we might kill a whole bunch of other stuff as we do it. But what if this isn't the whole story? What if certain cancer cells, especially aggressive brain cancer, can be guided into less destructive behavior instead of being attacked outright? A groundbreaking study out of India suggests exactly that, and it may change the way we think about cancer biology forever. So, a radical question: what if cancer can be stabilized and not just destroyed? So researchers at the Advanced Center for Treatment, Research and Education in Cancer in Navi Mumbai studied one of the most aggressive cancers known, glioblastoma. This is a cancer with extreme resistance to treatment, rapid progression, average survival rate 12 to 18 months, top even with the aggressive therapies. So instead of adding another drug or radiation protocol, these researchers tried something radically different, probably a little scary to do. They used two simple nutraceuticals: resveratrol, antioxidant, and copper. I talk about copper all the time. Given for about just 12 days before their surgery. No chemo, no radiation, no side effects reported. What they saw in the tumors was extraordinary. The hypothesis: when the cancer cells die, especially under aggressive treatment, they release cell-free chromatin fragments. And these fragments inflame the surrounding cells, increase genetic instability, making the surviving cancer cells more aggressive. So you're killing off and doing a whole bunch of damage outside of just going after the cancer cells. The researchers believe that resveratrol combined with copper could generate controlled oxygen radicals capable of neutralizing this debris. In other words, not killing more cells, but cleaning up the chaos that was left behind. So what changed inside the tumors? This is crazy. After less than 2 weeks of supplementation, tumors from patients taking the resveratrol and the copper, they had a 30% reduction in a Ki-67, which is a marker of rapid cell division, 57% reduction in the expression of the 9 hallmarks of cancer, 41% reduction in immune checkpoint markers, how tumors hide from the immunity. Remember, we all have cancer cells. It's what our immune systems are doing with them. They're actually the weak cells in our body. It's just if our immune system is suppressed and not able to do its job, then the cancer grows. 56% reduction in stem cell markers linked to recurrence and resistance. That is huge. These tumors weren't destroyed. They were less aggressive, less inflammatory, and more regulated. And that matters. So this is a huge shift in philosophy. The lead investigator said, since ancient times, we've tried to kill cancer cells. Perhaps it's time to consider healing the tumor instead. And this aligns with an emerging understanding of oncology. Cancer behaves like a wound that doesn't heal. When the internal environment becomes less chaotic, then proliferation slows, immune evasion decreases, cellular signaling stabilizes. And this is terrain medicine, not warfare. So why this matters beyond the glioblastoma. This study didn't cure cancer, but it proved something essential. Cancer biology can change when the cellular environment changes, when you boost the whole health of your body. Remember, our bodies are a full system. They're very complicated. They're very special. They talk to each other, all the cells, the gut, the brain, the endocrine system. Everything is talking. And this supports a broader metabolic oncology principles, the mitochondrial repair. All the anti-aging people, they're talking about mitochondria, peptides and stem cells and all this stuff. But what if we just give our bodies the foundation to boost its mitochondrial health and its cellular energy on its own? This will also help with the redox balance, the immune system, detoxification. Why is cancer just exploding in all areas, not just this one kind? Because we are under attack. Our environmental toxins that we are being exposed to in our air, our food, our water, they're putting our immune systems on their backs. They have no chance. So we have to clean up the system so the immune system can have a fight. And this also looks at autophagy and metabolic flexibility. And this aligns with what I talk about with accelerated health and our protocols and everything we do. So I want to talk about a few supplements that can help boost that immune system and how they can help prevent these diseased cells from taking over. This study showed that targeted nutraceuticals can reduce the aggressive signaling, improve the redox balance, lower the immune evasion, and decrease the stem cell-like behavior. So number one is the accelerated scalar copper. This is why we brought it out. It was during the pandemic, not for any other reason. It wasn't just happenstance that we brought this out during that time when our immune systems were truly under attack. And I have to be careful with what I say here. But copper helps, it helps drive redox chemistry, enables controlled oxygen radical formation, activates cytochrome C oxidase, regulates the mitochondrial respiration. What else does it do? Helps your hair stay the color it's meant to be, not turn gray. Same with your eye color, the pigment, your skin. Your skin and your hair are signs of health for a reason. When your body's under attack, the first thing to go is your hair and your skin. Your body doesn't care what you look like. It's going to take care of the liver, the kidneys, the heart, and all the things that are more important, right? Well, copper is telling the body to upregulate its whole system. And by the way, you're going to have better hair, better skin, all those other things because your immune system and everything else is working smoothly. And the accelerated scalar copper is enhanced with scalar frequencies, which just up levels its efficacy. So this will help restore the oxygen utilization, prevent hypoxic environments where the cancer survives and thrives. It's very strong for immunity, and it improves your tissue regeneration. Okay, number two, this is an important one. So iodine. Iodine is not just that thyroid nutrient. It's not just the 4 and 3 in your T4 and T3 thyroid hormones that are great for fat oxidation, energy, brain fog, hormonal regulation, protein synthesis, cleaning the blood so your liver can do its job, detoxing, all those things. But what else it does? So when you are exposed to toxins, when you're exposed to that thing that we were all exposed to during the pandemic, that spike protein, it suppressed the P53 gene. What is that? That's the body's primary tumor suppressor pathway. So that gene says, oh, I see a disease cell or I see a cancer cell. I need to go attack it. Well, when it's suppressed by fluoride, bromide, chlorine, heavy metals, spike protein, EMFs from our cell phones, that will suppress that P53 gene so these disease cells over here, these cancer cells, can grow. Nothing's checking them. Nothing's telling them, hey, we need to stop you. So this is where iodine is so important. It's antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal, anti. Using it topically for a skin infection. I even put it on my face with the copper, with the castor oil as a face mask to increase the cellular turnover for that anti-aging effect that I want. But what is it doing on the inside? It's displacing those halogens. It's detoxing your body. It's restoring that P53 surveillance. It's supporting apoptosis. What is apoptosis? The destruction of diseased and damaged cells, like cancer cells. It improves cellular energy for repair and protects your whole gene stability. It is so important. And I have practitioners all the time saying, iodine. It's no longer in our soils. We're not getting it from the microplastic filled iodized salt anymore. It is needed as a supplement. Number 3, I love this, accelerated methylene blue. Methylene blue is getting a lot of attention for a reason. It helps with mitochondrial repair, oxidative stress regulation. The cancer cells rely on dysfunctional mitochondria. Methylene blue has been studied for improving that electron transport, reducing pathological oxidative stress, enhancing that ATP production. Remember, it's all about the ATP. That's our cellular energy inside the mitochondria. We got to boost that ATP. Supporting autophagy and mitophagy. Mitophagy is the recycling or destruction of the bad mitochondria, so we can bring in the new ones, the younger ones. It supports neurological and cognitive resilience. So many people report brain fog goes away, their mood lifts, it helps with depression, all those things. And by the way, so does iodine. Iodine's deficiency is the number one cause of depression. So instead of reaching for the fluoride-filled antidepressant, start with your thyroid and reach for the iodine and see what it does for you. Restoring the mitochondrial efficiency shifts the cells away from cancer metabolism. That's where methylene blue shines. Now, we have to focus on our liver because that's our number one detox organ, right? And it helps get rid of those bad estrogens, the toxins. It also reduces inflammation. That's where we assimilate the protein in our bodies. That's where it breaks down the fats for weight control. But it also is really important for your immune system and for your body to fight the bigger things like cancer or disease cells. It helps with your immune system. And so we want to address our liver on a daily basis. You don't have to go through 10-day water fasts. You don't have to do liver flushes every week. I'm not telling you to be on a juice cleanse and starve yourself. Just by taking accelerated liver care on a daily basis, you're giving your liver some love, you're boosting the immune system, and it has ingredients in there, not just for liver restoration and addressing that fatty liver that most of you have, but it actually has ingredients to help fight cancer cells, to boost the immune system. It reduces inflammatory cytokines, and it also will help your hormonal imbalance. And your hormonal imbalance, you're thinking, okay, well, during menopause, my hormones are out of whack. I'm not sleeping. I'm gaining weight. I'm moody. But did you know your hormones have a lot to do with your immune system? Super important. But once we detox all those toxins, we need to bind them up and get them out of the body. And that's where accelerated cellular detox powder comes in. It's a great binder, all organic, but it helps with the DNA damage, the oxidative stress, the chronic inflammation, helps heal the gut and balance the diarrhea versus constipation issues. It binds the heavy metals, the halogens, the mycotoxins, and the microplastics we're exposed to. Even me, I eat organic. I try to do all the right things, but I've got vegetables that are organic wrapped in plastic in my fridge. Not because I want it, but that's because that is what our food supply is, unfortunately. So we want to remove the burdens so that our body can do its work. Our bodies are miracles. Now, when you are detoxing, you want to plump up the blood with salt, an unrefined salt, all of the minerals. Those are your electrolytes to get those toxins out. And that helps with the cellular membrane, getting the toxins out and nutrients in. And that's where accelerated ancient salt comes in. Helps with hydration of the intracellular hydration, helps with the electrical signaling, and gets the acidity out of the body. You know, cancer cells need an acidic environment to live, right? Stress is acidic. The processed foods are acidic. A lot of things are making our bodies acidic, making it a perfect environment for these cancer cells to thrive. Well, you can combat that with something like accelerated ancient salt. Now, the next one, I can't name it. This was a supplement that started my business with my son having leukemia at the age of 9. I didn't have much of anything. I didn't know what I know today. I didn't know what organic food was, but I put him on one supplement. And I'm not recommending you do this, but we did not go the traditional route with his situation. And this one supplement, within a year, it was gone. His cells were lively. His immune system was strong. And he is now a 23-year-old boy that is probably healthier than anyone in our household. He also eats right now, which is a huge part of it. It's not just one supplement, but this one supplement is known to devitalize viruses, bacteria, fungus, all the things, but create an environment that cells like that don't like. And it helps your body do its magic. So what's the takeaway? This study shows something profound. You don't always have to change cancer by attacking it. Sometimes you change it by just changing the environment it lives in. And this is the foundation of terrain medicine. So we're focusing on redox balance, mitochondria health, DNA protection, immune intelligence, detoxification, metabolic resistance. This is where you are going to thrive, right? So hopefully this was helpful. Thanks for tuning in today. This hopefully is where we cut through the noise and help you take charge of your health. For all of my articles, my free group coaching, if this just sparked a question and you need to ask me, post it in the group coaching. Post it below. I would love to hear from you. And you can also use coupon code podcast10 on the supplements we talked about at SaraBantaHealth.com or AcceleratedHealthProducts.com. I'd love for you to hit subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. You can find all of my podcasts on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, E360, iHeartRadio, Amazon, Roku, and over 100 different platforms. And remember, I'm live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So join me next time for more ways to unlock your health potential.